Welcome to Real Estate Radio Live, an informative
real estate as we always do on Real Estate Radio Live. Got a great show in store for you today. Who's in studio today?
Ooh,
guess.
Let's see.
Have the audience members guess.
Okay, let's see. She is very not quiet.
That's right.
She specializes in 𝗥𝗱𝗡𝗡𝗘 and custom homes. And she likes to have fun.
There you go. Cindy Carey from 𝗪𝗏 Construction is on.
And she loves 𝗪𝗓𝗪𝗓.
There you go. Thank you. Good plug there.
That's right.
Anyway, Cindy Carey from 𝗪𝗏 Construction is in studio today, one of our lovely sponsors here on Real Estate Radio Live. And we're going to be talking about the International Home Show you just visited in Vegas, Viva Las Vegas, in January. A lot of different housing trends you found out about there. So we're going to definitely talk about all that good stuff, and I'm sure we'll go off on other tangents throughout.
For sure.
So, all right, just a reminder for those of you just tuning in, always a couple different ways you can listen to the show. That is on the radio at KDOW 1220 AM, or you can go online to RERadiolive.com. Or you can find us on 3 different apps, the KDOW app, the iHeartRadio app, or even the RE Radio Live app. And you can also download our podcasts on iTunes. Every show we do now is repurposed onto iTunes into a podcast, so you can listen to us anytime, anywhere. And we come to you 5 days a week if you want to listen to us live, Monday through Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. And as you know, we are a live show. And we love to get your questions and your phone calls on the air, and we usually get some when Cindy's on. And give us a buzz, 1-800-516-1220, or you can text in. That's 408-630-0101, 408-630-0101. All right. So
all right.
That's it.
That's all.
Show's over.
Super Bowl.
All right, so Super Bowl was good. I thought the commercials were weak this year.
But Baby Monkey, what? Come on.
Yeah, it was not good for commercials. But I thought you didn't think the game was good.
No,
I thought the game was good.
I thought the game was good. I thought for Peyton's last year, it kind of sucked. I mean, he didn't.
We didn't have a good game, but at least he won. At least he won.
Yeah,
know?
I'm glad he won. He needed to win. What's his name?
Cam. Yeah.
He's going to be back.
Yeah, he'll be back. He's going to be good for a while.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was good overall. The halftime show was good. I know it got a lot of hate on social media, but I thought it was really good.
I guess there was this whole underlying theme that I didn't know about. So, but I thought it was good too. Beyonce was great. I love Lady Gaga. She rocked.
Yeah, she rocked the national anthem for sure.
She rocked it.
We saw the Blue Angels flying over our house the last couple of days, practicing. So that was really cool.
So I heard. I was sitting in my living room, and I have those 2 big windows next to my fireplace, and I was sitting there. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
What is that noise? And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, right? And as I turned and looked, I saw all 5 of them just flying over my house. It was so cool.
We live like a couple blocks away from each other, so we must have seen the same thing.
Exactly. It was so cool.
That's awesome. Well, all right, so let's get into, you went to
let's get into Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas. You were in Vegas. Actually, you were working? You were actually working, or you were just having a good time?
We were working. Yes, we did the zip line.
Okay, how was the zip line?
The zip line was... It was really fun, but I didn't make it to the end.
So for those of you that don't know, they have a zip line that goes over what's the name of that street? Fremont Street, the one that's covered.
Right.
So there's a zip line that goes across. Is it across the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, across the whole thing. And there's 2. There's a
flying
lower one, and then there's the higher one. And the higher one, I went on, and you have to be a certain weight. And I was just barely that weight. So, and then we had a little bit of a wind, so I didn't make it quite to the end, so I was like swimming above the crowd, but it was fun. It was fun. So had some good food, didn't lose any money. We're not big gamblers, and we saw a great show.
Yeah,
so which we can talk about later. Yeah,
a lot of what is in that show you can't really talk about on the radio.
No, but we could talk about what show it is later. But it's a very interesting show. Yeah. So now I know everybody's going to call in and want to know what show it is for
there
sure.
You go. So, if you want to guess what show we're talking about, 1-800-516-1220. It's out front of Caesar's Palace.
There you go. That's your hint. That's awesome.
And it's raunchy, and it's Cirque du Soleil, too. So,
it is.
So you can guess what it is.
It is. All right. I would love to hear that. So the show was amazing.
Yeah.
Like over 200,000 people.
The home show we're talking about.
Yes.
Not the other show.
Well, they both were amazing.
Yeah.
There weren't 200,000 people at the other show, but at the home show.
There's 200,000 people at the Builders show. Is that the convention center?
It was at the convention center.
That's like one of the biggest convention centers I've ever seen. It's crazy.
We had the kitchen and bath show.
Yeah.
We had the International Wall Covering Show. We had the International Building Show, the National Home Builders Association.
Wow.
So all of those groups come together and do the show all at once. So it was huge. I mean, the cab line had to be a mile long. Uber. Yeah. Plug out for Uber. But, I mean, it was, and apparently with cabs in Las Vegas, that's kind of a
sore subject.
Yeah. But anyway, so lots of really good education for those of us that were there that wanted to, learn about running a business and different things and new trends. But the products on the floors were amazing.
So real quick, most people that are, going to these shows are mostly contractors like yourself, or what other types of people attend these shows?
So designers.
Okay.
Designers. Architects. Builders. Suppliers. People that are interior decorators. So, that could be we can have that conversation another day, but there's a designer, an interior designer, and there's an interior decorator, and you do not mix those two up.
Uh-oh.
No, they are two.
There's the ego thing going on there?
It is.
Okay.
So, that's the kind of people. There's people, and generally speaking, most of them will bring part of their crew, right?
Yeah.
So either for the education or just to see the new products and things like that. But
how long does this go on for? A week?
It's 3 days. Really,
3 days?
They cram a lot into 3 days. So I think it could be longer, but they do. If you want to do the classes, which I did a lot of classes, basically you're in classes all day. You have an hour in between to go run and look at the show.
Yeah.
So we kind of divided and conquered, but
it's a huge. Well, just side note, I used to go to the pizza convention there with my dad.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest. It's one of the biggest even a pizza convention. It was unbelievable how much stuff they can get into that convention center. It was
and
pretty
what
cool.
they set up, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like full on, like whole city blocks.
Some of those things cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to set up those booths. But anyways,
and take forever. But so there was some really. There were full houses built out in the parking lot. There were full city blocks full of new, plumbing fixtures, low flow, anything that you could imagine. Trex decking, so everything. So, but the main theme, I would say, is that everybody's coming out with some kind of more streamlined, kind of contemporary.
Okay.
Simple lines, be they curved or square.
Yeah.
But that seems like whether your house is traditional, because this is the International Home Show, so there were people there from all over the world.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, regardless of the style of house you have, people are still putting sort of a little nod, as I said, to the mod. So be it in a fixture or a light fixture or, things, people are kind of simplifying things a little bit.
So we're not looking at, because like 10 years ago, you'd say maybe Mediterranean was more the type of,
oh, absolutely.
So now you're saying it's more contemporary, modern,
Even if you have like a craftsman style house, it's still looking at more simple minds.
Yeah.
Or simple minds. It's looking at simple minds
like
mine today.
You're insulting me on the radio today?
Simple lines.
Yeah.
So, Julie, that's your mom, right?
Yeah.
I didn't mean anything by that whatsoever.
There you go.
So I love your son. No, so simple lines. So if you have a house, say a house in Willow Glen or Los Gatos, a craftsman style, what are some other ranch style?
Yeah.
People are still kind of getting away from a lot of the window pane dividers.
Yeah.
And, kind of just going for back to a little bit more simpler look. Keeping with the look of the house, but adding a little bit more of that contemporary.
I wonder why that is. It's just kind of just the way it goes sometimes, right?
It's the way things come. We were driving down a neighborhood on Saturday, and it happened to have a lot of more modern houses, and there was a Mediterranean style house. It stuck out.
Yeah.
Like a sore thumb, whereas yours like you said, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That was everybody's dream.
Well, if you drive down in Willow Glen, in particular, and some of those houses, brand newer homes that were built 5-10 years ago in Willow Glen, mostly all of them are like a Mediterranean style, and that's just the way it was.
But I don't see a house in Willow Glen. And correct me, I think we agree on this.
Yeah.
It's not going to add value to your house in Willow Glen. I'm just going to put it out there. You tell me if I'm wrong. Not going to add a lot of value if you change up a nice little cottage craftsman bungalow in Willow Glen and make it really contemporary because it doesn't fit the neighborhood.
No, it usually doesn't. It's not unless there's very few really modern houses. They're building one right now. I think it's on Bird or... Anyways, I don't want to get too into the weeds, but you're exactly right.
It doesn't add...
It doesn't. The only thing that's really going to add value is if you wipe down a house and you build a big brand new one on there that's going to add value. But
so if you build a neighborhood, a different style home than most of the neighborhood is, does that devalues
I think that will, yes.
Make it harder to sell?
Make it harder to sell, yeah.
Okay.
Like, for example, I sold this really big home in the Rose Garden. I think you probably saw it. But it was overbuilt for the neighborhood. It was like it stuck out, and it took a while to sell because people are like, they're already paying this much for a house, and when you have other houses around it that don't look that great, So it does negatively affect you, especially if it takes a long time to sell that house. So
well, and I saw in Willow Glen, there was I was walking down my neighborhood. This was a few years ago, and all of a sudden there was a ski chalet. I mean, and we have ranch style houses, right? And this big 2-story ski chalet, which is pretty contemporary. And I was like, what the heck? It totally did not belong there. So anyways, we did digress quite a bit.
Yes, that's what we do. That's what we do when Cindy's on the show.
But it's good, and I want to just check out my point of view that, that's kind of what we tell people. You want to build or remodel your home generally in keeping with the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to stay there, maybe you use some nicer things if you're staying there for a long term.
Right.
But you don't want to necessarily go way out on a limb and change it up so much.
So we just got like another minute and a half, but moving on.
So outdoor living.
That's big.
Yeah, but not just for California. That's what was surprising to me.
Huh.
Everywhere, it's making the outdoors come in. It's almost every window company has the Nano, the fold-up. You all can't see me. The accordion door, or the sliding, like you see in Hawaii.
That's like the new age thing for restaurants even now too, and all that.
Exactly, yeah. So, and that's really, and then using the same floor covering, and we can talk about that after the break.
Yeah, let's definitely get into more outdoor living because I know, especially on a day like today. Holy
definitely.
cow! Anyways, if you got any questions, 1-800-516-1220 is the number. Or you can text in 408-630-0101. Cindy Carey from Starburst Construction is on. I'm Mike D'Ambrosio. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Don't forget
For more information on today's program, visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com.
In studio today with Starburst Construction. If you got any questions, 1-800-516-1220 or text in 408-630-0101. And this segment's brought to you by Giorgio's Italian Food and Pizzeria and Frankie, Johnny, and Luigi's 2. Best Italian food around with 4 convenient locations throughout the Bay Area to serve you. You can go to Giorgio's and FJLItalian.com for more info on their famous happy hour specials.
What did you have for Super Bowl? Did you have Giorgio's?
We didn't have Giorgio's this time. I probably eat it a little bit too much, but we could have.
We could probably have a competition there.
That's right. So, all right, let's get back into it. Again, Starburst Construction in studio today, Cindy Carey, and we were talking about the International Home Show she went to in Vegas, and we're talking home trends and upgrades and all that. And we were just trying to look up the shower you were talking about. That's all-in-one steam shower and
I will send you the
mood
link.
lighting and music.
Oh, wait, we didn't get to that yet.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right.
No, that's okay. So
right,
let's talk about it since we're there.
All right.
So one of the things that I really liked, I put together a top 5, is it's a Kohler product.
Yeah.
And I will send the link out to Mike, and they'll post it or whatever.
A bath spa with built-in lights, music, and aromatherapy.
Yep. It had 2 benches.
Yeah.
So 2 seats, double rain shower heads, jets.
Oh, that's great.
Music.
I'd never leave the shower.
Aromatherapy. You would be very wrinkly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like a prune.
No, I don't know. My top 5 list also had the heated the bathtub with a heated back, ladies, come on.
Yes, there you go.
I mean, anybody who has gotten into a tub, that on the back is like, that would be pretty amazing.
They need to make one with like a wine chiller in it or something like that. Like
they should.
Or like a wine glass holder and
That's
like
a good idea.
Hey,
Okay, there we go.
There we go. I'm gonna go copyright that now.
Our next product.
Exactly.
So anyways, let's go back to the outdoors.
Outdoor living.
Let's go back to the outdoors. So the outdoors, which is kind of interesting. We met this client on Saturday, and this is exactly what they're doing exactly to their backyard. What they want to do is what they talked about at the show, and we're doing a lot of. So it's kind of zoning your yard. So you have your master suite, and you have maybe kind of a private area off of that.
Right.
And then you have your main barbecue or kitchen area, and then, the kids' play area somewhere else. So everybody's together except for maybe that private spot.
Right.
Right. But it's kind of separate functions for different areas. So that was really the landscaping on the exterior. That's what that was about.
What definitely intrigued me, though, is that it's not just in California. So for other states that are colder or...
barbecues.
Yeah.
The gas heaters, all of that
Fire
stuff.
pits, all that.
All of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
No, it surprised me, too, because it was a no-brainer in California and where we were in Las Vegas, right? Yeah. But it was across the board. So, and now they're making those huge windows. I mean, they're even making them curved. So patio doors that are curved that open up all the way.
Wow.
So I mean, people are liking them and wanting to bring, regardless of what it looks like outside, bring it in.
Yeah, and well, I guess the thing about outdoor living is it adds more square footage to your home, especially non-taxable. You're paying taxes on your house, but it's it's square footage that is something you can add on without worrying about it.
And so the other trend is carrying whatever flooring you have on the interior to the exterior.
Yeah.
And doing exactly that, extending the living area. And some people are even doing it all the way from the front yard.
Wow.
To the backyard. And now if you have hardwood, there's tile that looks exactly like hardwood.
Yeah, there is. So what are some of the floor coverings that they're using for that? Like travertine, is that a good one?
I saw a ton of recycled product.
Oh, okay.
Decking. Yeah. But I think mostly for back east because of it doesn't get super hot.
Yeah.
And, it does, the weather, so you don't have to worry about taking care of it as much. So other than that, out here you still see, seeing tile for sure, like you said, and seeing some stone, polished concrete in some instances. So maybe it's not so much the material, but the color.
Yeah.
So not too much with hardwood.
Okay.
I haven't really done anything with hardwood as far as that yet, but I would think
for outdoor, you mean?
Yeah, but I would think that with the new tile that looks like hardwood, that would be kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, the new that new tile that looks like hardwood, it does.
It totally does. Yeah. So I also saw at the show there's a new, believe it or not, a linoleum that looks halfway.
Yeah.
Decent.
Yeah, those have been getting better and better too.
Yeah. So I was really surprised. Not for outdoor use, right? But that really surprised me as far as flooring products. So yeah. Ready?
Very good. All right, we're going to talk about kitchens next, right?
We are, the heart of the home.
Still the number one in most people's hearts, I think. So, anyways, you got any questions? 1-800-516-1220. Or you can text in 408-630-0101. Cindy Carey from Starburst Construction. I'm Mike D'Ambrosio. Stick around. We'll be right back.
For more information on today's program, visit RERadiolive.com. That's RERadiolive.com.
Carey from Starburst Construction, and on that note, this segment and this whole show is brought to you by Starburst Construction.
What?
And they've been serving the Silicon Valley for over 40 years.
My husband has.
They're dedicated to building award-winning homes that last a lifetime. You can visit them today at starburstconstruction.com. Thanks for being one of our wonderful sponsors, Cindy.
We have so much fun. Thank you for including us.
And if you want to check in with Cindy, 1-800-516-1220 or text in 408-630-0101, which we've found has been pretty popular because some people are bashful and they don't want to call in, so they're texting.
Hey.
We're becoming new aged over here.
I love it.
We're like young and hip now or something.
You are young and hip.
All right, so let's talk about kitchens from this home and this
right. All the cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of look through my list so I don't forget anything because there's so much with the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
So everything in the kitchen is about making the chef's life easier.
Yeah.
So what I thought was really interesting, and you know what's really interesting is that we get asked to do things, and then you go to a show, and then you're like, oh, that's a trend, right? So so we've been being asked.
Yeah.
You know, people have been wanting, 2 ovens, but they want a multifunction. They want a microwave convection or a microwave speed and then a regular oven convection.
Yeah.
So, or they want, we've done 2 dishwashers for people that entertain or they have a large family. So that is the trend. 2 sinks, who would have known? Everybody thought, if you have an island, you have an island sink. Well, not necessarily. Now people are really thinking like, okay, this sink on the island is really going to be for prep. And this one over here is going to be for cleanup. So anything to make the chef's job easier.
Well, I think that's the goal, right? If they're going to be cooking for you, and you want to make their life easy, and I'm sure my wife would probably
agree.
She probably agree.
She wants 2 of everything. She wants 2 of you, Mike, so you can do the dishes.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably true.
So, but the other thing is incorporating family areas into that. So home workstations, offices, things like that.
Yeah.
So that is still super important and expanding that living space, like we're expanding into, everything is still the open concept.
Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to be for a long time.
I don't
see it ever going back to the compartmentalized, kitchen.
Have you seen some of the homes? Some people are actually putting in 2 islands.
Yeah, I have seen that a couple times actually.
Yeah, and is that becoming more popular?
I haven't seen it that much. I wouldn't say that.
It would have to be huge, right?
Yeah, you're in a big A kitchen. You're in a big A blank kitchen.
No, but how do you use it? Do you use both of them for seating, or?
I think one of them is mainly like the cooking and prep one, and then the other one's more of like the entertaining one.
And hanging out?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what the reasoning behind it.
I just can't kind of visualize it. I've seen it on paper, but I can't kind of visualize it.
It's interesting. You have to have the right house for it to have 2 islands.
Yeah,
so.
Hey, so
I would just rather see a big old island. If you have that much space, just make it a big one.
Hey, I have a big island, right?
Yeah, you do.
I do. I have a big A island for sure. So, I know we're getting ready for a break, but we can talk about countertops. Do you want to start
quartz,
now?
Yeah, quartz is the new.
Well, the quartz has finally overtaken granite, right?
Yeah.
It was all about granite. So finally, the quartz stone tops have taken over. It used to be that the quartz stone was more expensive, and then it was granite was more expensive, and that was too cheap, and it was so cheap that nobody really trusted it, and now it's comparable. Pricing is comparable.
Been seeing it a lot more in houses too.
Without a doubt, it is pretty much maintenance free.
Yeah,
a lot less worry than stone. So.
All right, we'll finish that up on the other side of the break. If you got any questions, 1-800-516-1220, or you can text in 408-630-0101. Real Estate Radio Live sponsor Cindy Carey is in studio today with Starburst Construction. I'm Mike D'Ambrosio. Stick around. We'll be right back on the other side of the break.
For more information on today's program, visit 𝗓radiolive.com. That's 𝗓radiolive.com.
Cindy Carey from Starburst Construction is in studio today. Love to hear from you guys. If you have any questions, comments, 1-800-516-1220, 1-800-516-1220. You can text in 408-630-0101. And this segment is brought to you by our buddies over there at Taps Termite, serving the Bay Area for over 45 years. Taps Termite's committed to keeping your living area pest-free by using the newest and safest technology. You can call Taps today for a complimentary inspection, 408-259 5900. So,
yes, he's counselor too, so he does introspection.
Yeah, there you go. That's great. All right, so let's finish up on the kitchen.
Okay, well there's
a lot more in the kitchen actually. We'll probably finish the show out with that, but
we'll go fast.
Yeah.
All right. So stainless appliances still popular, right? I don't think that's really going to go anywhere. We were on tops.
Tangent, side note.
Yes, side note.
I have this listing I just sold, and they had one of those old school ovens. I mean, this oven must have been like 60 years old, but it's in perfect condition.
Wait, was it a range or built-in?
It was a range, and it had like the shelf that goes up, and it had like all the different oven drawers in it, and it was in like mint condition. I mean, I think someone looked it up on eBay. It's worth a couple grand.
Well, we refurbished one that was like, I want to say it was like a Waterford, like a really, really old that we ended up repainting and refurbishing. There are companies that do that, and they're worth a lot of money.
Yeah, they don't build them like that anymore.
No,
I'll tell you.
That's for sure. That makes us sound old.
Yeah, kind of. I'm an old soul. All right.
All right. Hey, Mr. Old Soul, would you like to be able to put your, what do you call them? Portables, your laptop and your cell phone on your countertop and charge it?
I would.
Isn't that cool?
That'd be nice.
Okay,
so what's that?
It's the 𝗏𝗏𝗡 charging surface. So you can look it up. 𝗏𝗏𝗡 is a product that's been around forever.
Okay.
Obviously, it started to lose popularity because people kind of thought of it as like the Formica.
Okay.
Right? They didn't have a lot of color choices. It was sort of, it got used a lot and wasn't flashy like, the granite and now all of the other material that they amalgamate together to make these beautiful things. So, but now they've created some sort of process. Now it's a separate surface. Obviously, it's not, you can't go to 𝗏𝗏𝗡.com and look it up and just think it's going to be in any surface. Look up their charging surfaces, and there's some special technique in there that allows your Wi-Fi. What do you call them? Wi-Fi devices.
Yeah.
To be charged.
Your portables. Portable devices.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was kind of cool.
So you just lay it down there and that's it?
Yeah.
Huh.
I know. So I didn't really look into it a whole lot because, like I said, it was a huge show, but I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
The other thing that I thought was really fabulous, and this is kind of along with the stainless steel, is that a ton of sinks, and maybe this is because I've recently done my kitchen, and I also have a client who just asked for a built-in stainless steel drain board that was hidden because she doesn't want her baby bottles when they're drying to be seen.
Yeah.
So I think that was on my mind. So there are a lot of companies now that are coming out with built-in cutting boards and strainers. So it's I saw one that it was a long sink, and it had a cutting board on the left that snapped onto the sink.
Yeah.
And on the right was like a drainer.
Yeah,
and then you have
smart.
the disposal in the middle,
Yeah,
right?
that's
I'm like,
good.
that's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Talk about making the chef's life easy, right?
That's what you want to do.
Exactly.
That way they can cook more.
That's you, Maggie. That's what I heard.
Then they can eat more. All right.
Exactly. So cabinets are still, colors are a trend. So, obviously natural wood, if you like that, there's no, for sure trend, but you can go colored or you can go stained wood. White's always popular, like they say, traditional. So, we saw some of that. Where they're amping it up is, we were talking during the break, is like with lighting. So LED lights everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And colored strip lights. You could have any kind of mood color that you want anywhere. Strip lighting underneath your islands, underneath. Well, in our house we have it underneath the bottom of the cabinet.
Yeah.
They're putting it everywhere just to provide mood lighting.
More mood lighting.
Yeah.
And it looks cool too.
It does.
It
looks
really
awesome.
makes your home, like your kitchen. It makes it pop, like the lights below. It's another detail that most people don't have right now.
Okay, so I like it.
Yeah.
And it's cool, but it really is an ambiance thing. Like I'm not as likely to turn it on as my husband.
Yeah.
And it is cool. And when people come over, you put it on because it's cool.
Yeah, so it's more of like a show-off type of thing.
And that's why he
did
it.
Not to call you that, but
no, but
that's what you use it for entertaining.
Yeah,
basically.
for entertaining. Yeah. And and my kitchen was a perfect example when I went to the show. One of the things that I saw is using different cabinet colors or materials as well as countertop in two different areas. So, for example, the island has, a different top than the perimeter. And then bringing in some texture. They have a lot of tile now that have texture.
Yeah.
Porcelain is amazing. You can find anything in porcelain now.
Yeah.
So, bringing in texture or color, having something that kind of makes it pop, but not everything.
Yeah. Just a little accenting it.
Yes, accenting it.
Accentuation. Yeah, accentuating. Yes. There you go.
Yes, accentuating. So,
all right.
So, so I think overall the kitchen is where everybody's spending their time.
Yeah.
And you want to have good lighting in the kitchen, which is why they had so much of the LED lighting.
Right, yeah.
It used to be you couldn't find it in pendants. Now you can find all kinds of fancy lighting in the LEDs. And just so that your viewing audience knows, there's a little bit more involved with putting those in. Your listening audience. hello, can you see me? There's more involved, right, with the LEDs. You have to have a transformer, you have to have a driver, you have to have certain things. And so up front it costs a little bit more, but the quality of the light is amazing. Yeah. It's going to last you forever.
And over time, and the energy savings and all that, right?
Totally, yeah. So, if you have a choice and can go that way, and the choices right now, it used to be the choices weren't as amazing as they are right now. I mean, they've really stepped up their game as far as design.
Awesome. Well, Cindy's going to give out her top 5 trends on the other side of the break, and we're going to wrap the show up with that. So stick around, and we'll get those top 5 out. It's right. Cindy Carey from Starburst Construction is in studio.
RadioLive.com. Tune in, log in, download our podcast, discover more at RERadiolive.com. RERadiolive.com.